And we are live. Good evening, Mr. Jamie Breck.
Evening. How you doing, Clay?
Oh, it was a really warm day down there. It was 91 degrees. So
yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be that way. I'm taking the afternoon off. Actually, my youngest and I are going to go out and have a little dad-daughter afternoon on the pontoon, chilling out.
Sounds good to me.
Do some swimming and work on my tan one last time, because after that, I don't know how much I'm going to be getting out, so...
I don't know. I mean, fall's coming on fast. That's a good thing and a bad thing. But before we get going, hey, good evening, everybody and fellow MVs. Let's start this baby. I want you want to give us those 27 freedom seed words.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So just a quick few announcements here. Of course, Friday I'll be on with Mitchell in the morning. I'll also be heading, I haven't decided yet. I'm either going to pull the camper up. Grant County Fair is going on this weekend. So while I'm up there, everybody, just so you know, we're going to have some Freedom rods sitting around there. And we got a Freedom rod.
Yeah, they look really good too, like you said when I saw them live there.
Yeah, so if you really look real close behind me, right on top of Governor Armstrong's ammo box.
There you go.
And that baby, the pictures don't do it justice. They truly don't.
Some fine work there for sure.
They did, and the rifle's just as good. I can tell you though that we just kind of based on what David's turned in and what you had up there from I don't know if that was from David too.
Paul. Yeah, Paul.
I think we're at 125 tickets sold already. That's pretty phenomenal.
What's the total?
500. So we got a ways to go, but I'm heading up to the gun show this week, or gun show to the car show and the fair, and I'm going to be set up there for Farm Bureau, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be moving some tickets up there as well. So you want to get out there, come out to Carson, Grant County Fair. Saturday is the big day. I think they got the parade and the car show and some. I think there's a ranch rodeo. But I can tell you right now, if you want to hit our annual meeting September 13th in Carson for Farm Bureau for Grant County, you're going to see the axe throwing happening there.
Nice, that's fun. I enjoy that.
Yeah, we're going to have mounted shooting competition jackpot, and we're going to probably I don't know. We're talking about one other thing. Of course, we're going to have a great freaking meal by D&T Catering. I mean, I'm telling you, they do a heck of a job for it. It's going to be a good time, and everything's going to start about 3:30 Mountain Time. Come out for a great afternoon in Carson. Come by, attend the meeting, and get a great meal. I mean, it don't cost anybody anything, so you might as well, right?
Right. Get down there and get yourself some of those Freedom stubs there from
There
Clay.
you go. Freedom Stub. That's what we'll call 'em. I love 'em.
Gotta be
Hey,
careful how a guy says anything.
yeah. Hey, Dan from the Western Edge over there by Dickinson, North Dakota. Thanks for joining us. And I see 2A701. So we're not going to go into details right now. We're going to have some changes here after Labor Day pretty much, and we'll be announcing them. And I think everyone's going to like it. Let's just say there's an expansion of Guns in a 701 network.
A little more reach.
A little more variety, some fun. We might as well use this platform. We're paying for it, right?
Right. Exactly, Clay.
As we said, we did pick up a new sponsor. That'll all become official here within the week. And we'll have Kalon's Auto Service joining us right out of Lemmon, South Dakota. Get in there, maybe get a little video made and get his logos. And that's happening. Just visited with him the other day, and he is on board. So we want to thank Kalon and Misty there.
Yes, sir.
And he's the guy that helped me out with that 62 big time. He's the one that put it back on its feet. So anyway, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Hey, Dougie, what time is the mounted cowboy shooting? Starts at 3:30. I think. Let me go look at the flyer myself. Yeah, 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So we're on slow time over here. So and they're going to start signing up people that are doing it at 2 p.m. But it gets underway about 3:30. He said it should take about 2 hours. And like I said, we're going to have the axe throwing going on a little before, maybe a little after. I don't know. We'll see, because we might be tipping up to that time to get our meeting started as well. So, yeah, come on down, because it's going to be a great time. And then stick around, because we're doing the quick draw, and anybody can do that. That's on, you're on foot. You're facing off. Balloons on one side, balloons on the other side. You get 6 shots to knock out 5 balloons. That sounds easy, right? Good luck. Okay. I've done it.
I got too many of those white muscle cells. I don't got that quick twitch. I'm definitely faster than I am quick. So,
and to enter the quick draw will be, I believe it's $10. I don't know if he's got that on here. Yeah, $10. And we're going to do a 50-50. Basically, we keep 50% because that ammo is not cheap. And that's what it looks like. I mean, it's a blank, and it is not cheap to purchase. So, and we're providing everything. So we got to cover that cost. We're not really, this is for the fun of everybody to come and have a good time. It's going to be family oriented. Don't feel like you have to leave your kids at home. And I just think, providing the weather's good, I think we're going to have a great day out there. So
awesome.
I don't know. Anything else? I don't think so. I got to talk to Michael Bell. I'm not sure we'll have the first Monday being, I believe that's Labor Day, if I remember
It
right.
is. Yep.
So I think we'll be off September, but then probably resume in October, which will be great, because we'll be right in the midst of antelope and starting to think about deer season, pheasant, things like that.
Our sponsor there, Axe Man, he drew himself an antelope tag.
I seen that. And you know what? I don't know where you drew at, but you can come here if you did. I'm okay with you coming. But I got told everybody, I've already been getting phone calls. Evidently, with the tags that went out, you'd think people would know by now where I stand on this, but I guess I got to explain it to some. And one guy got pissed off, and I don't really care. I told him, I said, yeah, you've hunted here a couple times, but you supported this thing. Well, yeah. He says, now I finally drew a tag. I said, now you got nowhere to hunt. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Yeah,
and I didn't get one.
Most of them guys don't realize that. Wow, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I told him that. I said, yeah, it's so fair that now the landowner, me, I can't hunt my own land. So I said, guess what? Now you can't either. I said,
I don't know what's so hard to comprehend about that, Clay.
I don't either. And he goes, well, I'd pay an access fee. I said, it's not about the money. I said, no. I said, it is closed.
She said, okay, $30,000.
That's what I should have done. I'll do that with the next guy, because there'll be more.
Yeah.
And I don't really know the guy. I know him, but I don't know him. You know what I mean? He's been an acquaintance. He's hunted here. He goes, well, can I come back for pheasant? I said, no. All hunting, unless you know me now, is done on this place. Nobody. Unless it's like you or friends. It's done. So
Right.
High school all over. Deny. I can't say that. Maybe when I was younger. I looked pretty nerdy back then. But yeah. Anyway. All right.
So, yeah, I'll give everybody a rundown, Clay, what we're going to hit tonight. Supreme Court says Mexico can't take our guns. I mean, it seems like pretty much common sense, right?
Should have been, right?
I mean, anybody with a quarter of a brain should have been able to figure that out. But, of course, we had to go to Supreme Court because the leftists 2025 Midwest deer season forecast, Clay.
I was reading through some. There's some. You know what? I'm going to hit on when you're doing that. That's one of Jamie's main topics. But I underlined a couple things I'm going to find out.
Yep, I did too. I got the whole. We'll go. There's a bunch of Midwestern states here, but we'll do the whole thing on North. And it ain't like it's that big of a thing for the state of North Dakota. But after that, Trump signs an order ending banking discrimination. What the hell does that have to do with guns, JD? Yeah, you trust me, it does. It does a lot. And it's nothing. It's nothing. Cacklebox, Heels High Harris would have freaking got rid of. I can promise you that. And after that, Clay's got a story about a sheriff. He ends a concealed carry fee, right, Clayton? That's freaking awesome.
Kind of nice. I hope more sheriffs are listening. Hey, Dave or Dan, maybe we ought to let Corey know about that over there. I think that's a good idea. But I don't know if they even charge that in North Dakota. Some of the sheriff, I doubt it. So.
Yeah, and my second mag dump there will be a hunting show host. Guys from Georgia got banned from hunting Kansas over deer poaching. This guy did some pretty crooked, dumb shit here. What he did, and of course, I think Clayton's got the happy ending chronicle from.
I do
one of the NRA magazines, and yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's without further ado here, Clay. Once you start hitting it there with the Mexico on to ban our guns.
Yeah, I can do that. And hey, I think everybody knows who 2A701 is by now, but if you don't, I'll leave it at that. And yeah, we'd love to see you down there. You should. I can tell you that the cowboy action shooting or the mounted shooting is a blast to watch as a demonstration. But this is going to be an actual competition, so they're going to come, and I believe they're doing full dress. A lot of times they don't do that at a jackpot, but I think they're doing it for us, so we appreciate Paul and the crew doing that. But it's going to be fun.
Speaking of pistols, real quickly before you get started, I know Axe and I did a video on my 380 I bought, and
I saw that. That was a good video, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like it's picking up pretty good too. And one comment that a lot of people have said to me was, they're pretty impressed with Axe's side iron skills. There's pistolero, and I said, yeah, he's definitely handy with the side iron. So, and if with that antelope tag, I don't know, I might be going along with the guns in the 701 camera, maybe trying to document a little antelope.
Absolutely. What unit is he in?
I think he's by Mandan. I don't know what unit. Okay. Antelope units are weird to me. So,
well, I'm in 6A, I think. So, and it's a pretty big unit. Encompasses, all of Sioux. I think it even goes part of Grant. But yeah, 6A is mine. But I didn't know which one. I think it goes all the way east over to Missouri River. So I don't know how far up it goes up by Mandan.
Well, he's got to use his rifle, not his handgun here on the map. So we'll see what I don't know if he's going to use his Weatherby or he's going to go AR or what's going down.
AK-47. No.
He wants to hit the damn thing.
Did he say he got a buck tag? I can't remember. But
I thought, isn't antelope anything no matter what you draw?
It could. I don't know. I've always had a gratis
11 alpha. He's in 11 alpha.
Is it designated as a doe or a buck there, Doug? I say 50 cal, man. If it's a doe, that's 50 BMG that baby. And
it's some shoulder bones of that, man.
Yeah, blow the whole thing.
Try and hit that thing on the run.
Just get close.
All right, Clay, you want to hit it?
I do. Mexican president Claudia Sheinbaum. Remember her I remember when they did this and they decided to file a lawsuit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Mexico of all places, really? You're going to file a lawsuit saying the United States is the problem and the gun manufacturers within it, along with the FFLs and gun shows. If you read in that article, it's like, wow. And they're the problem for the cartels having guns. Yeah, that must be it. Fast and Furious comes to mind right away. They know not the movie when the Biden administration was running guns. And,
Operational Wide Receiver.
The Obama administration with Eric Holder and them. Come on, man. I'll be like Biden. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
This is just insane. Anyway, the U.S. Supreme Court, and this is what's interesting. We don't have essentially a 9-0 court, really. But this one went 9-0. Think about that.
Really? Oh, really? Even the anti-constitutionalist Democrat judges went with us, huh?
I know. And get this. Kagan wrote the unanimous opinion. That even shocked me even more, which let's figure this out. Usually we can count on Clarence Thomas writing for our side, things like that. But when you have a leftist like Kagan, a dyke like that dumb bitch, anyway, she wrote the opinion and she wrote it in favor along with Jackson and those three people don't support the Constitution whatsoever or guns. They wrote this opinion in favor 9-0. That should be a big signal for anybody trying to take on what we all know was passed, which was the Protection and Lawful Commerce of Arms Act, the PLCAA. That passed in 2005 and has been challenged many times and not gotten anywhere, really. This now sets it in stone in the Supreme Court. That is the law of the land. It's been upheld now. That should take care of not just lawsuits from other countries.
So real quickly, what is that again for somebody who doesn't know what the PLCAA is? Protection
of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. And that was passed because all the lawyers they used to sue the tobacco companies, they got together and the anti-gun groups used them to sue the gun manufacturers, knowing they probably wouldn't win, but they're hoping to bankrupt them. That's what that was all about.
I know Biden was always talking about that. Now, if the Epstein crew gets butthurt and don't vote for Trump and the Democrats get back in, Clay, and get power, you think they're going to be trying to push that again and have a chance of passing it?
Well, I mean, they're going to try to repeal it.
Yeah. But I mean, just stay home and piss and moan about Trump and because you didn't get to see a file that doesn't exist.
Yeah, the Nebraska Cowboy and you got Gumshoe and those guys. You know what? We can disagree on things. That's fine. On a lot of things, I do agree with all of them on. But you know what? Check your Trump derangement syndrome and pound sand on it, because without Trump, the first term, we wouldn't have the decisions we're getting out of the Supreme Court on the Second Amendment, especially the Second Amendment. And yes, and I've been told by several of them, go, you're just one issue. Yeah, that's a pretty important issue, because without the second, nothing else exists.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So
they're not. I mean, it's Epstein. That's their issue.
Oh, yeah, now it's Epstein. You know what? The man's dead. He's burning in hell. Let it be. I'm sure there's all kinds of things that we're never going to know, kind of like Kennedy. Kennedy was killed in 1963. We still don't know everything.
Well, they released what they had, and it was a big nothing.
And I figured it would be.
Anything incriminating to anybody in that file, Clay, was
destroyed decades ago.
So if they release it, they're going to piss and moan. That's not all of it. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, getting off course, but it's okay because it is relevant, because you get something like this, which is great, right? We got a 9-0 decision. Remember, our guys like Clarence Thomas, they're getting up there in age, okay?
Oh, yeah, Big Claire's down near 80, I think.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Justice Thomas maybe resign towards the end of Trump's tenure, honestly. I think he's waiting to see how the midterms come up, because a change in the Senate would be huge, right? If we could just gain even 4 votes, that takes care of it big time, because the 2 Republican rhino dissenters it won't matter. So anyway, I think that's probably the holdup. But somebody next term after Trump will most likely appoint a justice one way or the other. We need to make sure.
I think Trump's going to do it anyways. I think somebody's just going to retire, and
I think
it might be Clarence Thomas.
I think it'll be Thomas, because he's been there a long time, and they tried to get him out. Anyway, so because of Trump, for all you Trump haters, you should thank him for your Second Amendment rights. Is he perfect? No. Me and Jamie both said that. He's not perfect.
Well, he has been this term.
But he's been pretty damn good, hasn't he? And because of him, we have the Supreme Court that we have today. So, anyway, so the PLCAA, that was the big issue. That's exactly what was on, basically on trial. You'll love this, though. Brady attorney Jonathan LAUER, he went and found his own organization, after he left Brady and all that. He was the freaking attorney on this thing, which that would explain some of the... He registered as an actual, agent for a foreign country, which you have to do that. But he's the guy that was giving all of these things in favor, saying that Mexico has rights and standing because there's guns going down there illegally. You got gun shows, and that's where most guns are bought. And then the manufacturers are selling to them FFLs, knowing that they're going to sell them illegally to the cartel. What a stretch. Well,
that is outright lie, really.
This is why I love Kagan's responses to some of this, because you'd have never, ever thought of it. Did you know this, though? The Mexican Constitution actually guarantees the right to arms for protection in the home. I did not know that. So I went and looked it up. It's true. It's in their Constitution. But fewer than 50 gun possession permits are issued annually. So that ain't very many. No. And by the way, the NRA and the Independence Institute, that horrible organization, the NRA, that doesn't do anything.
I was folding.
They filed an amicus brief pointing out that the violent crime problem in Mexico is primarily the fault of the corrupt and repressive Mexican federal government, during this case. So, I'm so sick of that too. If you guys hate the NRA, fine, hate them. But without them, they're the 10,000-pound gorilla in the room, whether you like it or not. And they are the people since 1971 who have been making damn sure that you have a Second Amendment. It's that simple after 1968 Gun Control Act.
Yeah.
This case was Smith & Wesson versus Mexico. And I'm not going to go into all the details because it kind of gets a little bit boring probably. But the PLCAA, which it bans pretty much all lawsuits against firearms manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers. There is exception in there. And if you've ever read it, we've covered this before on the road on this show. If a business knowingly is a big word, right? Violating a state or federal statute applicable to the sale of marketing of firearms, then such as if a retailer sold the firearm to a prohibited person. So you'd have to prove in a court of law that they knowingly violated any state and federal laws. They knowingly sold to a wholesaler, and they knew that wholesaler would sell to an FFL, knowing that they'd sell to a prohibited person. That's a pretty hard thing to prove, isn't it?
Well, Clay in Houston, the gun shop owner just called the ATF and came down. They busted a bunch of cartels. I think it was a bunch of 50 cals they were trying to.
Yep.
Or they got some across. They had a bunch. Yeah. So, the evil gun dealers that these leftists are always trying to say, oh, yeah, he knew. They know what they're doing with the bullshit. Because they came in like, really, dude, you're buying like your 10th bear at 50 here? I think, no, I'm going to deny the sale and talk to the ATF.
Might be a problem, right?
Yeah. And the way they were getting it,
one.
Yeah. It wasn't the gun shop selling to the cartels. They were freaking straw purchasing it with a legal citizen here doing the background check.
Yep.
And then they gave it legally to the cartels, and they took it across the damn border.
And finally, the FFL finally said, hey, we got a problem here. And I'm glad he did.
Right.
So there was a motion to dismiss, right? The court presumed that the plaintiffs will be able to prove all facts that they pled in their complaint. However, under Supreme Court precedent, the allegations must be plausible. Here wrote Justice Kagan, none of the relevant Mexican LAUER allegations were plausible. I mean, she come right out of the gate saying that. Then they argued for Mexico that the businesses were knowingly aiding and abetting the illegal distribution of firearms to the cartels. Well, I like this. This was from Justice Kagan again. She said, aiding and abetting another crime that requires a person to take an affirmative act to advance the underlying crime. Here, nothing the American firearms businesses did was an affirmative act to advance the cartels. Wow. From a leftist justice, let's remember this.
That's impressive.
It is. It is. Let's move on here. Justice Kagan also noted Mexico failed to provide grounds for thinking that anyone up the supply chain, whether it's a manufacturer or a distributor, often acquires information about miscreant retailers and sells to them illegally. Wow. So she basically said, bullshit. I mean, that's what she said. It's
Well, hey, man, I'll give credit where it's due, and it's due there. Good, nice work, Kagan.
She went on. She says, even if Mexico's allegations were correct, the manufacturer's decisions would only amount to indifference. That is far short of the pervasive, systematic, and culpable assistance that is necessary for an aiding and abetting claim, which would be the exception to the Protection of Lawful Commerce of Firearms Act. So, I mean, wow. This is why this one stood out to me, because you have a leftist judge who's not on our side, but she's
turning mega.
Well, I imagine it has to go with the fact that if Mexico can sue a gun company, they can sue any company. And some of her friends, then I don't know. I doubt she's turned over a new leaf.
Clay, if Trump was truly a dictator and a fascist, you don't think he'd have just said, "Hey, Mexico, how about fuck you"? No, he let it go to court.
He let it go to court. Yep, exactly.
So 2A701 says, who would take Clarence Thomas's place? I think that's a great conversation down the road here a few weeks. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great one. In fact, we might have just a place to discuss it.
Yeah.
I personally think it should be me, but
I'm in. Light up the phone lines to Kramer and Hoven. We need a yes vote on Justice Peterson.
First, oh my gosh! First, we got to change the law in North Dakota, which is actually something might be coming next in 2029, so that if you pass the bar, you can be a practicing attorney. So that's the first step. I got to be a practicing attorney, and then I'd be eligible. So,
Backwoods lawyer, man.
Heck yeah, I'd be like Lincoln. No, I'm not.
Remember Hank Jr.'s song, Mr. Lincoln? Or damn few backwoods lawyers left today.
Keith O'Donnell says Trump should say "F you" to Mexico and commie Canada. Well, he has, but I like the way he played this one. Trump's a thinker, and he didn't even intervene in this, and that was probably smart.
But
because we have that case now that's in precedent. And it just falls right in line with Heller. It falls right in line with Bruin and Miller, by the way, which we won't go over that case tonight.
Yeah.
I like what
the NRA is part of that one.
Oh, I think they're part of all of them. They're at least, if nothing else, they're filing on that.
Yeah, they're just in here to try and give away your rights.
By the way, speaking of NRA, we're going to talk a little bit tonight, if we get time, about NRA banquets and Friends of NRA, which I was such a big part of with the NRA Foundation when I was a rep, and as were you. And we're going to start giving them a little free advertising because we had a really bad rep that followed me, and you've got the Minnesota reps trying to take care of North Dakota, and the Wyoming reps trying to take care of Western. I don't even know, probably just Western South Dakota. So we're going to talk a little bit about them, and I encourage everybody to get out there and support them. So, all right. Mexico also asserted that manufacturers are liable because they do not forbid the sale of their products at gun shows or from home-based retailers. According to Mexico's argument, sales at such places are more likely to be illegal. I started coughing like another guy. Are likely to be illegal. However, Kagan wrote, such omissions and inactions, especially in an already highly regulated industry. Did you catch that? What have we been saying? It's not a free market out there. It's not a free for all.
Right.
It's one of the most highly regulated businesses.
Yeah. No, it's easier to buy a Glock than it is to buy a book, Clay. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, in a highly regulated industry, they are rarely the stuff of aiding and abetting liability. A manufacturer of goods is not an accomplice to every unaffiliated retailer whom it fails to follow the law. Amen. Good job. And like you said, we're going to give credit where credit is due. Kagan nailed this one. So I really love it. And then she goes on about the AKs and AR-15s because Mexico also alleged that manufacturers are designing and marketing what they would call military-style weapons.
Oh, bolt actions.
Yeah, exactly. Kagan then wrote, well, that's nothing of consequence because it doesn't mean anything. I mean, she just flat out answered him and said, and then they also said that justice comes back, or Kagan fires back. But those products, referring to ARs, AKs, and 50 cals, those products are both widely legal, bought by many ordinary consumers, and indeed, the AR-15 is the most popular rifle in the country. The manufacturers cannot be charged with assisting in criminal acts just because Mexican cartel members like those guns too.
Jeez,
I mean,
Clay, give me some smelling salts. I'm gonna have to wake myself up. I'm about to pass out here. I can't believe that came out of her mouth.
You and me and everybody else. I was like, wow. She also likewise scoffed at the imposing liability because Mexican government, through their lawyer, made this a subject that American companies making firearms with Spanish language names. I went and read this case. They actually said that they were appealing to cartels because they have Spanish named guns. And they pointed this one out. Language names or graphics of Mexican history, such as Colt's 38 Super El Grito. Cartels might like them, but so do millions of law-abiding Hispanic Americans.
Super El what?
Super El Grito.
Okay.
Grito. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't speak Spanish, but hey.
Gringo grito. I don't know. Lastly, Mexico did not dispute that the American manufacturers follow federal regulatory standards for the minimum depth and typeface of serial numbers on their guns. Because, Mexico's claiming it's too easy to deface them. Well, any stamp number in any piece of metal can be defaced one way or another.
With the cheapest damn file you can buy.
In conclusion, Mexican suit was exactly the kind of case that the PLCAA was intended to prohibit. If Mexico's implausible allegations were enough to escape the PLCAA, then that exception would swallow most of the rule, which is true. So I love the fact that she came out, she wrote the opinion in a 9-0, not 5-4.
That's awesome. I like that.
Not 6-3. 9-0. They basically threw this court.
I think didn't they actually rule 9-0 because Mexico tried to sue Smith and Wesson, right? Remember that? And I think it was a 9-0 in that Supreme Court case too. And
well, that's what this one was. This was that case.
Okay. I thought this was I thought this was another one they were trying to. Okay.
No, this is the one. We hadn't really talked about this. Happened on June 5th. And I thought it was something that
they can have Smith and Wesson as long as they don't get my bloodline AR here. We're good.
Yeah. And by the way, with the antelope season coming up, guys, I have a few of these. If you want one, email me. Put it on your vehicle. You got to use it though. Put it on your vehicle. Guns at gunsandthe701.com, and I will get you one.
There's definitely a few of those signs circling the Breck properties out there.
I still have some. So.
Mercer County.
In fact, you can put them on a sign if you want, right there below your no hunting and trespassing commie sign.
Right on right on the side of your mailbox.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Let's hit some of these comments, Jamie.
Yeah, we got to go back here a ways, I think, don't we? All right, let's go back here. 11A is the unit Dougie's in. What's up, Josh Patterson? Missed you, buddy.
That's when we're talking 50 cal for.
Yeah, Dougie says he's leaning towards that 270. 270.
Come on now, 270.
270's badass. Just kidding. 2A says didn't 20 candidates in Mexico get murdered to get her elected? Yeah, it was later. It was around that for sure.
Yeah,
Scheinbaum, who strangely is not a Spanish name, is her president. And she's definitely maybe literally in bed with the cartels. I don't know, but Waylon Turnus, 6A goes north to Highway 21.
Okay, so just over there south of Flasher, basically.
Yeah, big shoes to fill for Claire Dog on the Supreme Court sure. He says it's through the loophole, LOL.
Yeah, the loophole, the gun show loophole.
Yeah, and if old Camel Toe can get a law degree, anyone can. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no way she has a legitimate law degree. There's no way.
Well,
Airhead beyond belief.
I never could understand why you have to go to a 4-year college degree and then a law school degree. If you can pass the bar, why can't you just take it and become a lawyer? And I know, I think I've told you this before, but when I was in Boise State, I took the bar because we had to. Yeah,
you did tell me that.
If we wanted to do that, we had to take it. Now, I didn't pass it like with flying colors, but I passed it as a junior in high school. So
think of it this way:
summer in between. So
Ulysses S. Grant was like the bottom of his class at what's the military academy out there on the East Coast? West Point, yeah, and one of the most famous generals in the history of the world, really.
Yeah, he really was.
And a president, for Christ's sake.
And a president. And a drunkard, from what I heard. But.
Yeah, I think I saw something. They said that might have been overblown. Don't get me wrong. They said he was a heavy drinker. But.
Although Lee was a way better strategist, he really was, and he was farther up in his class. But you know what?
Yeah, he was.
He just didn't have the resources. Who knows? History's history, and we could say who would have, could have, would have, should have, but it doesn't matter. We know what the outcome.
Doesn't matter now. Here we are.
Doesn't matter now. Tell you what, we're at the bottom of the hour. We should take maybe one of our first breaks and thank our sponsors, and then we'll come back and you can hit your main topic. I'm kind of season's coming. I'm kind of giddy this year. I don't know.
Midwestern deer report coming up here. We'll hit it when we come back from our break, Clayton. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
And we are back, and I got old used low volt.
I was just going to ask you if you sniped him out there.
I
so.
did.
Him, her, whatever. Hit.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you guys haven't hit that like button on whatever platform you're listening on, hit that like button. And if you're feeling like you're really liking the show, go ahead and hit the subscribe and then the share button if you really want to. But first and foremost, appreciate hitting that like button for us. Like, love, whatever platform you're on, they're different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Follow, whatever. Yeah. And share it. And
it makes a difference.
Friends.
You don't think it does, but it does. My mom didn't even know that today. She's like, what do you mean a like button? I said, it's a thumbs up button on YouTube.
And thanks for some of the donations we've been seeing come in. If you feel so inclined to, right there, if you go look over there, there's a donation code. Go ahead and hit that. It's still active. So she's hoping to be done with this before we relaunch is kind of what we're trying to do here with some changes. So what we're creating on there is rather than through CommiTube, because I've given up on trying to get
that's fine.
A little there.
I 100% agree. I agree.
But we can do it easier this way where, there we created levels. You can make it reoccurring, and I would encourage everybody go and stop that. I know we've had some people do it, and I think most of them have. It looks like. Go ahead and wait. When we relaunch, you'll be able to do it right there on the website, and then it will automatically come out. So if you want to do $5, $10, I mean, whatever you want to do, it'll be reoccurring.
Why wouldn't you want to?
Be a reoccurring support, and we're going to try to come up. I know one thing: we're going to get some more decals made up. So if you do that, we'll definitely give you a decal, and depending on the level, maybe we'll get some cups. Depending on what level you really do, you might.
We could get just like some of them plastic
here.
Hey, we could get like some of them plastic NRA cups.
We could. That'd be pretty easy to get too. I'll look into that.
What does that say? So Facebook is the following. What?
I'll hop over to YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no.
Facebook, you gotta like and follow. You can do both.
Right. It doesn't matter if you hit like; it's still a follow. I don't understand why they do it on some of them pages, but anyway,
You gotta remember, Jamie and I are still learning this stuff as far as that part goes. We got things up and running, and we've been doing good. By the way, we found out. Remember, we were looking. So last week was our 3-year anniversary of the show.
We didn't even.
Well, happy 3 years to us, right? Yeah.
Right.
But things are going good. But yeah, if you want to support the show, we sure encourage that. And of course, we love our sponsors and advertisers because without them, we couldn't have made it to go to begin with. But yeah, if you want to keep the show growing and do some things, hey, we're going to have a relaunch of the store. We're going to have a spot where you can actually get on there and be a reoccurring. So it'll just, if you use your debit card, your credit card, boom. Every month they'll just automatically come out of there, and we
let's be honest, Clay, most people wouldn't even notice that $10 was coming out of there every month.
Probably not, and you'd be surprised.
Even if you forgot, it's going to a good cause. Probably one of the better causes, really.
And it isn't like we're paying ourselves wages, and we don't. We love it, but we do. We've generated enough now where we can make shirts and we can sell items and get inventory, even give a few things away. So yeah, thank you everybody for 3 years of support, because it's been something I never imagined. I don't know about you.
Right. No. And well, what do you mean? You guys got a bunch of sponsors. Yeah, we could use like 5, 6, 7 more sponsors. Then maybe we could pay ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, thanks, Lynette. She said I'm over on YouTube and tap the thumbs up. So yeah, and if you're on Facebook on Gat701, just hit that like button under the live stream that we're doing right now. So.
Speaking of raffles, quick, like we are going to do, I think what we're talking about. Maybe we'll start that right when we do all this other stuff, because
range finding binos is definitely gets a thumbs up from people when I mention it. So,
and can you imagine if we could get that sold out before deer season? Then people have their brand new. And I think we need to talk to Horton Laser and see if he's able to put our website or logo on them. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, awesome, man. And I did put that up there.
Oh, they finally come up here. Yeah, he says, I probably had $10 and change stuck in my couch. Hey,
absolutely.
Well, you know what? It's all, I've seen campaigns one with the little guys just donate $10 here and $5 there. So.
It all adds up, man.
All right. Let's roll on.
Yeah.
I want to thank our
absolutely,
because we can't
love
do
it
without them.
Love it. Hey, man, we're picking up now. We're 40 minutes in. It jumped up pretty good on viewers, so appreciate that, everybody. 2025 deer season, Clayton, right around the corner. As you said, you're excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I don't have a buck tag, but I'm excited for my buddy and my dad and my uncles to get theirs.
We all three have tags here, so yeah, I'm
awesome.
I'm stoked.
I mean, I'm ready. I do got a crossbow tag, and I did see some promising results of her. So,
is your daughter able to do the youth season again, or doesn't she want to do it again?
No, she said she loves shooting, but she said as of right now, she's just not down with killing. My older one's actually kind of turning the corner now. She's kind of thinking about it, so we might.
All right, do it. I mean, you can always hunt here, unlike most of the people in North Dakota.
Appreciate that. Right. So 2025 deer season Midwest forecast, Clay, and we got some states here. We're not going to get in depth in everyone, but like Clay said, we got some little tidbits. We'll hit on it here. And grades and report here I got this story off realtree.com. Grades and reports are by Antler Nation. It's kind of a part on their part of Realtree's thing there. So we'll start out Illinois, Clay. A lot of these things, they say Midwest, man. I'm like, but Illinois, they get a B, Clay. Illinois, I never have a hankering ever to hunt in Illinois just because Cook County freaking absolutely turns my stomach when I think of it, which is probably not good, but I mean, whatever. It's like Hennepin County in Minneapolis, but in Minnesota. But Illinois gets a B. They get a B, Clay, and they say Illinois continues to produce Boone and Crockett class whitetails every season, and it's still undeniably a great place to hunt big bucks, which I do see hunting shows. I mean, a lot of these guys have whitetail properties in Illinois. I mean, sorry for you guys, muleys ain't there yet, but yeah.
Well, I do know that I know a couple of guys that own property just to go hunting in a lot of these states here. I like how though they mentioned, the glory days, especially on the public access land, is over. It is over, and that's because of what they've been talking about here.
I mean, go ahead, Clay. I didn't mean to jump you. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying your big bucks generally. I mean, there are the exceptions. There's no doubt about it on public access. I won't call it public land. It's public access land, and it's owned by everybody. It's a trust. But anyway.
And I would agree with what John Armin says about, like, everybody's like, we need to get more people into hunting. I think I agree 100% with John. We got enough people in hunting. The more we get, the less you're going to get for nice deer. Everybody's going to be shooting forkers and shit. I agree with John on that one.
And there's a couple of these states that kind of prove our point in that too.
Yeah.
You either got to choose quantity or quantity. That's that. Quality or quantity. That's
right.
That's the two choices. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that most of these big bucks, when you go look, they came off of private land. They're, like I said, there's always the exception on public access land.
Yeah. And it's usually like somewhere like Colorado or somewhere where these guys got to go way the hell back in there. Utah, they got. Yeah. But Brian says, no tag for Mama Joe and I. Brian Warner, skunk this year. You're going to be practicing with a crossbow. Brian, you know as well as I do, nobody has to practice with a crossbow. You just aim in the general direction and squeeze it, and the bolt goes right in the heart of the biggest buck in the county. So.
No problem.
I got my targets out at my dad's. Not this weekend, but next weekend. I'm going to make sure the zero's on the old Barnett. And hey, I'm looking forward to it a little bit. So, and if not, hey, whatever, All right, moving on, Clayton.
Yes.
Indiana. All right, I'd consider Indiana maybe, I don't know. God, it's just right down the middle of the country's a Midwest to me, not over that way.
I'm with you. Yeah.
All right, so they get an A, Clay, which is, I guess I really don't consider Indiana this big deer hunting.
There's places
state,
there.
But I mean, I have seen pictures like friends going, our old buddy Dan Devaney lives there. Indiana actually looks like a pretty sweet geographical state.
Good friend of mine, Josh, he lives there. I mean, I know a few people in Indiana too.
Yeah, like Iowa, I know, which is coming up on the list. Yeah. But so this Mariah Bogus, former deer biologist with the Indiana DNR, said hunters can encounter big deer everywhere in the state, but that the northern counties are the top producers. So,
well, did you notice that first sentence in there though? Limit hunters to one
buck, yeah,
all year. So, did you look into that?
I didn't much more than that. I did see that. I mean, is that like rifle and
it
bow
looks
and
like
everything?
To me, when I was just glancing at it, that it is a 1 buck. That's it. You can't apply for it's for all the seasons.
I mean, the way we're getting tags around here, Clay. I mean, I just said John Harmon. John's not going to like this, but I'm freaking down with that.
Well, I like what they said, and that made a lot of them pretty selective
asshole,
on
JD,
what they shoot.
I love one. Sorry, Clay. Go ahead.
No. Well, when you go to that one tag system, you're going to be like a gratis tag holder. Then that's all we get because we can't apply. And it's one tag for all the seasons, by the way, everybody. And then what it is, I said it made the hunters, they become pretty selective about what they shoot, improving the age class of the deer. And you need that age, the maturity to grow them big deer, along with genetics and nutrition.
Or you're going to be like the Northeast, Clay. They'll shoot a bunch of dinks and they're all happy about it.
I'm not happy.
I'm not happy shooting a forker. Yep. You're not a real hunter then, JD. Yeah, I'm a freaking bit of a trophy hunter. Yeah, you got me there.
I admit I'm a trophy hunter, and then whatever I get, I eat the meat. I'm not a meat hunter. Yeah.
Meatheads, what I call them. Lynette says, what's the green one? K is, what is that? K, not click. What is it again?
Kick. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We're on there. It doesn't cost.
I usually get spam from Kick, but
yeah.
All right, Clayton, let's move on here. Let's go to Iowa. See, now Iowa, I know, like in my mind, Iowa, all the corn. I mean, everybody. My buddy Josh Loeb's got his fishing guide service down there on Lake Hawaii. Loeb's says Iowa's just ruined by all the freaking wind towers there. But,
I suppose.
But anyway, and I think Lee and Tiffany. Anyway, Iowa, they get an A, and according to Iowa DNR, turkey and deer harvest report, antlered buck harvest has hardly fluctuated over the last 3 seasons, so it looks like the Hawkeye State hunters should enjoy another incredible deer season. Yeah, and I mean, if you go on Realtree into this report, you can click on it, and they'll tell you like the biggest deer and how many Boone and Crockett, which I'll tell you about North Dakota has later. But yeah, Iowa's. Well, I mean, obviously they're eating corn, and there's so many trees and shit for them to hide in, Clay, that it's unbelievable.
You have vegetation, you have habitat, you have good nutrition, you have all the perfect ingredients for whitetails. You truly do. And good luck though. There's not a lot of public land access down there, so you're gonna have to make some relationships or pay. I mean, that's just the way it is.
30,000.
30,000 now. There. I tell you what, you're right. 30 grand, I'll give you access for an hour. So there you go.
15,000 for each side, Clayton.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Let's go to Kansas. I know. I consider Kansas the Midwest. And Kansas when I watch hunting shows, Kansas, these guys in Kansas shoot some freaking huge.
Well, my neighbor over here, Jeff Meyer, he took one and it's hanging in his house. One of the biggest whitetails I've ever seen. That thing is
like my ultimate hunting trip would be Utah mule deer buck. But if somebody's like, "What's your ultimate whitetail hunt?" I'm saying I want to go to Kansas. That's right.
Well, I'm working on a Kansas trip in the next year or two.
I know Kansas Jayhawker, Josie Wales.
Yeah. The cool thing is I got 3 different spots I could go to, and it's all private land. Just one was a guy I knew at NRA, another one, his dad lives out there, and another guy I know, he actually just flat out owns land down there, and he's from South Dakota. So known him my whole life. He invited me, and I was like, I'm not going to pass that up if I get it.
No, that's awesome, man. I'd love to see that for you. So Kansas, Clay, they get an A, and Kansas is a place where you can encounter the giant of giants. Oh, Clay, he says even on public land you can get. I don't know what public land is in Kansas, but this guy figures even on public land you can see some giants down there.
I don't know. I don't intend to
kill
hunt public land if I get one. So
yeah. All right. So we're gonna skip. All right. So here we go with this Michigan. Michigan is not the freaking Midwest, man.
No, Michigan's not even close to.
No disrespect to you, Michigan. I mean, your governor sucks, but you got a beautiful state. And I do kind of like
Gat701 says he loves Kansas City, Missouri. Hey, been there on both sides of the state there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into Missouri. We're going to talk Missouri coming up here. That's probably the Midwest or borderline, but we'll take it. I mean, got a lot of right wingers on the Chiefs team actually. So Michigan, Clay, they get a B. Michigan DNR officials report that the state's archery hunters rack up the highest archery harvest of any state. All right, so I guess I don't like you as much anymore, Michigan.
You know what? I should have went and looked at this when I read it. I should have seen, do they allow crossbows? Because if they do, that's just more fuel in our argument of letting crossbows.
Okay, so Clay, I did see Uncle Ted killing them with his crossbow and his Michigan, because he uses the ones without the cams on it and shit. I can't remember what kind they are. You can dry fire them and they don't blow up and shit. But anyways, it says don't expect the giants that adjacent states produce there in Michigan, but taking a mature buck is certainly possible. Michigan is second only to Texas for most bucks harvested.
Wow.
Okay, but Texas, you can kill freaking big bucks down there. Dink ass bodies. It's like shooting a freaking tiny antelope up here with a huge rack on it. But
all right, I'm going to interrupt.
Go for it, buddy.
Yes, Michigan allows the use of crossbows during the deer archery season with restrictions based on region and the specific season. Lower Peninsula, any licensed hunter can use a crossbow during both the early archery and the late archery season. The Upper Peninsula, though, its use is prohibited during the late season, but you can use that in the early. And the December muzzleloader season, unless the hunter has a disability. So that's pretty significant, really.
And they still get a B grade, Clay.
They still get a B, and guess what? So all of you archery hunters that say that's
and it's not a single take state either.
Right there, Michigan has the highest archery harvest. Now, isn't that the point? Management.
That's what they say.
And it's not hurting their deer population. So you guys are full of bunk when you say it's going to hurt your season.
And there's a bunch of trees up there, man. It would be hard for me. I have no hankering to hunt in a place like Minnesota infested with all them trees.
It sucks. I've been out there. It's way different. You essentially got to sit in a tree or sit in a stand.
Yeah.
I mean, and look for clearings. That's
and I'm not, Waylon Turner said rock chalk Jayhawk, baby. They have had some good basketball teams. All right, Clay, Minnesota. And here we go. I think you and I have talked about this a few times about Minnesota. Yeah. Between predation, harsh winters, aggressive herd reduction designed to combat. Here we go, Clay.
Here we go. That's what they're doing in my unit.
What a freaking joke. The land of 10,000 lakes, I mean, a lot of them are ponds, has experienced some downfalls to its deer hunting harvest in recent years, but it still has a healthy deer herd and regularly produces record book bucks. Yeah, they do freaking still hammer some big bucks over in Minnesota.
They do. My buddy Johnson, he grew up there, lived there, went out hunting with him there, and I can tell you this: ton of deer. I mean, there's deer everywhere.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle said there's deer up to freaking. But like my uncle said, he grew up hunting in Dunn County. You don't know where that is? Halliday, North Dakota. It's just east of Killdeer, Richardson. He said there's freaking deer up to you, but they're so hard to see because of the freaking gobs of trees there.
But
that's why he doesn't hunt there, because he said, I'm just like a prairie guy. I don't want to do this shit. When
they talk about predators, though, they're in. Specifically, it's the timber wolf.
Oh, yeah. We're get into some more wolf shit, too, here when we get into...
They're taking their toll, especially up there along the Canadian border.
God, no, Clay.
All them northern areas, them wolves, they're cleaning up on their deer. And I noticed that when I was up there that it was happening. So,
Clay, remember we did that story about Minnesota getting rid of the shotgun-only thing? Because in the southern part of the state, they said the deer population is going up. So they're going to give them
their population.
Yeah, up north, so they got hit with that big winter. I think that's what we were still doing a thing with Jay there on KFYR
Right.
Plus. And
Yep.
I mean, the deer couldn't walk and the wolves were just coming up and freaking getting around the gizzard.
Wheels on wheels already saw a buffet line for
Wheels
us,
on wheels. Okay, Clay, Missouri. Let's take a Missouri boat ride here.
Yeah.
Leon was talking. They get an A. Missouri gets an A, Clayton. They rank number 7 on the Boone and Crockett Club's list of trophy producing states, trophy buck producing states, Boone and Crockett. Despite hunting pressure and bouts of EHD and CWD, Missouri continues to be the go-to state because it offers great deer hunting year after year. And I'm not familiar, Clay, Missouri got like a lot of tree. I know they got some pretty big hills there and stuff, right?
They're pretty wooded areas. I mean,
They got like the little Ozarks or some shit there.
Yep. And it's a beautiful state. Been through there quite a few times for different reasons. And in fact, me and Corey was listening earlier.
That's where McCloskeys are from.
Got through there. Okay.
Hippity hoppity, get off McCloskeys' property.
That's right. But they've got a variety of land. So I would say that the areas would probably be hard to hunt, but some are going to be better. You got a lot of farming down there that's been cleared.
Okay.
That's what you're going to hunt. You're going to hunt them clearings. I can tell you this: they're also great for bobcats and coyotes and fox. Just some fantastic predator hunting. If you ever want to go down there, Missouri's the place to go.
Yeah, I never think of that in like them southern states, but I mean, it's just like everything. There's so many trees and damn coyotes and shit can hide so good.
And especially bobcat hunting, you got to call them in, and they come in, they sneak in. They don't come running in like coyotes.
Remember we did that? What was it? We did that about coyotes down south. Like they chased the wolves out and shit. Remember? Because there was something I don't remember. Anyway,
they'll definitely
Nebraska here.
Fox, but yeah,
Nebraska, Clay here. Now Nebraska's Midwest for sure. Like these other Great Plains states here, Nebraska's whitetail
maybe he'll give
numbers.
you permission.
What's that?
Paul Trent, he'll give you some permission to hunt his land.
Now when he finds out I'm ultra mega, Nebraska's whitetail numbers have suffered a decline related to disease and somewhat recent harsh winters and spring conditions. So also being a 2-buck state for both residents and non-residents since many years has taken its toll. Non-residents can get 2 freaking tags there too?
I guess I did not know that till we read that.
God, that would piss me off if I lived there.
I mean, I don't know much about Nebraska. I've never hunted Nebraska. That's the state I've never hunted. It's so close, and yet I've never hunted it. But I do like that they have, their game and fish and parks has decided they are going to have quotas to try and mitigate the over harvesting. So
I mean, if you don't get a buck tag off and it pisses you off, you gotta bitch and say, hey, the 2 tag system is. I know I piss people off and they probably don't even like it when I say that, but it does fucking screw with the freaking your chance of getting the tag here in a buck.
Yeah, Gene says some southern states still allow deer hunt, or they actually allow deer hunting with dogs. I did not know that. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I know that.
Yeah.
Clay can still drive in that state. Yes, I can. I can still drive to Missouri. We'll avoid Georgia, though.
All right, Clay, North Dakota, and like I said, we'll get we're getting to the end here. We got a couple more states, but North Dakota, we get to see. And they say North Dakota, of course, a lot like Nebraska, the combination disease and winter mortality has shaved the population down from historic highs. And of course, like Clay and I were saying, anybody can get a buck tag right over the freaking counter.
Well, and
what do you mean buck tag, JD? Yeah, any tag. You can kill anything you want throughout the whole goddamn state with your bow tag.
Gene says Oklahoma's over the counter too, and I actually got a place I can hunt down there. He doesn't have a very big place, but he said, "Yeah, come on down." And I don't know, I've just never had a hankering to go down there, but might have to do that when I retire again, Jamie, and let the boys take over. I'm gonna do a little.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with North Dakota, disease and winter mortality. Yeah, that's contributing in areas, but the over harvesting and letting out 16 and 2,000 freaking tags in quote CWD units is contributing to the population decrease as well. And that's what they're doing. And there's no reason for it. We went over this 100 times, so I'm not going to go do it tonight, but let's just face it. North Dakota's game and fish has mismanaged the deer population, especially in the western side of the state. So, but it's still good hunting. My whitetails took a hell of a beating with the HD a few years ago. They were just coming back, but hey, good news this year. Well, not for people that don't know me, but good news is my whitetails are looking pretty good this year, but they're going to be young, so I'm not going to allow anybody to shoot whitetails here this year. But I'm not going to even with my gratis tag. But the mule deer, we have a hell of a population of mule deer. So
awesome.
And that's just
they're invasive species. I mean, muleys are.
Yeah.
All right, Clay. This state I always kind of forget about, but and Ohio does have a crossbow for anybody. I do know that. They get an A.
Oh, that's impossible. Don't work.
I have seen some articles where some people were bitching that it's getting, but I mean, give me a break. They get an A here. Okay. So what's the OTC? Over the counter. That's what the problem is. You come there, you get an over the counter, whether you got a crossbow or not, and you get over the counter tag and snuff them out. Ohio is a state known for monsters. Anything can happen. That's all they say. Your fall 2025 in Ohio should be epic. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm not going to make it down there, but the Browns got some players I like, and the Bengals.
So 2A701, he says, I see old Dougie doesn't want this here care package. I don't know what. Okay.
Dougie said you got to get more rifle hunters to cut them bow tags. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Gene says, I've got a lifetime hunt and fishing license in Oklahoma. Only thing I have to buy is a federal ducks. And that's something, I don't know why we don't have that in North Dakota. Idaho there are several states that you can purchase your lifetime hunting license and you have it forever. Okay. Till you die, even if you move. My good friend Ryan, Eric's brother, he's got one of them. Well, Gene has one in Oklahoma. I think that's something maybe we need to talk to Kelly about because I can't see why that'd be a problem to be able to buy your lifetime hunting license. Now,
they did that. Didn't they pass something last session for like veterans or National Guard guys when they're not in the state and they can come back with it?
Yeah, but that's a little bit different.
It is different. I'm just saying it just kind of reminded me of that.
I'd love to see something that. Not sure if I want to accept your package.
In quotations.
I see that. Yeah.
Whalen says they need to cut tags in 3F2 for a couple years. Numbers are down for sure. Yeah, I mean, for sure they do.
That's my unit.
Always astronomical tag numbers there. It bugs me, and I don't even hunt down there anymore.
There was leftovers again, and I know what they're doing. It's a CWD unit, and they're trying to just knock the numbers down.
Let these guys kill them off, and we won't get our bitched about for when we go down trying to.
Yeah, I Clayton, there are way too many tags in 3F2.
South Dakota, they get a C. Slammed with disease, mortality, and some tough winter and spring conditions a few years ago. Numbers down significantly from previous highs. This guy says, a resident I've known for a long time said that the Black Hills, which was once full of whitetails, has suffered a significant decline.
They have. I used to go down there, hunt all the time. With Ryan, I think, Eric might have been too young.
Even a Trappist?
But we used to go down there and we could buy an over-the-counter tag. You could get a buck tag,
OTC,
or you could get, I believe, just a doe tag. I don't even remember anymore, but maybe it was just any deer tag. I bet that's what it was. Well, introduction then or should I say, denial of mountain lions. I'm sure they were reintroduced, and then they took over. Well, guess what? Lions like to feast on deer, right?
See, that's what I was thinking too in the Black Hills for sure.
And now there's wolves down there, which they deny, but I guarantee you. Say, Josh, thanks for listening. He says, I'll catch the rest on the replay. Sounds great,
Appreciate
buddy. That. But I can tell you right now in the hills, overhunting, I think that, when you started to see that population decline, it took them a couple of years to cut off the over-the-counters. And then people around there, I went hunting with a group of guys. There was a guy I worked with. He goes, yeah, why don't you come down? Yeah, I never hunted with them again. They pushed them things like East River boys in a field and shoot every living thing that comes by them. Nothing grew up.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And I'm sure that if they were doing it, everybody was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to love going down there and hunt, and I haven't hunted down there in years because of it, because there's nothing. I mean, if you do see a deer, most of the time now people kill it because you might not see another one the rest of the season.
Yeah, getting like the freaking 30s.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's not good down there. And like I said, now you got wolves down there, even though they deny it. But if you go down the southern hills down there in that Custer area, you can hear them. And then it's not coyotes. They have a distinctive sound. They came in from Wyoming, and who knows? Maybe someone released them in there. I don't trust anybody
A few
anymore.
ones turned up there in southern Wyoming again by coincidence.
Yeah, just by coincidence. But as far as South Dakota as a whole, there's still good hunting around here. There is. You gotta work for it.
Hey, if you're a whitetail hunter, go to East River there. Leave that West River. Clay and the boys will get some muleys, man.
Yeah, right here. There's a DJ says, got deer way down the hills and prairie deer, which is out there. Been no tags the last 2 years. Keep buying preference points. There you go. So, Doug, by a North Dakota non-resident, Doug can come hunt my place. But if you don't know me, anybody else, is pound sand. Anyway.
All right, Clayton, let's go to Wisconsin. Wisconsin gets a B. My buddy Wyatt, his old neighbor there, he passed away, but he's from Wisconsin. Wyatt's got all his mounts in his shop. He shot, one or two of them's been, no real giant, but the guy shot a freaking awesome whitetail pretty much all the time, and they didn't have a whole lot of property there. But the Badger State's gun harvest was down last November, but that shouldn't sap the optimism unless you're hunting in the northern part of the state, where the hunters and landowners are constantly reporting, here we go, Clay, wolf problems and low deer densities.
That.
No, that's not true.
They only kill what they want to eat. That's blatantly false. I have literally witnessed wolves pulling down an animal and leaving it.
They sport kill, man.
I wish I'd have had phones with cameras in, because that's when I used to hunt a lot down.
The animals are
in Colorado.
Rights cultists. They can pound sand because you're right, Clay.
We sat right there and watched it, and we really, you don't know how close we came, me and Johnson.
It'd be tough not to blast them.
But we knew if we did, who knows, it was probably chipped or collared, and we knew we'd get in trouble, so we didn't.
Gene said, there's no good hunting here. There's no good hunting here. Go to Vermont.
Go to Vermont.
Which there's a lot of deer, but they're all dinks because they shoot anything as soon as they see horns on it. So
absolutely.
Antlers. Sorry. Doug says, I won't be touching a bow anytime soon, because 2871 said, hey, Doug, you leave those bows alone, in the Pink Floyd cadence.
Okay.
If you're catching a bad vibe, if you're a bow hunter of me, it's because we think you guys get your freaking toenails painted by the Game and Fish, and your hair washed and everything back in the barber's chair like Bugs Bunny used to do there. I'm tired of them getting their ass kissed for everything. We get our tags cut for rifle. What do you mean? Well, you said you got a bow tag. I do, but rifle people get screwed on the whole deal. It's bullshit. You cutting the tags, cut everybody's tags, and quit selling them over the counter. Put in a drawing or go to the one tag thing. Sorry, John. You can buy
John
me a beer.
even admitted that when he was on with us. That, he says
he did, didn't he?
He likes his niche. He loves the fat. He's just a little bit selfish, and that's fine. I'm fine
with that.
That's honest.
Yeah.
That's an honest answer. But what I really noticed in that Wisconsin was this: is private land with sound management rules in those counties, and that was the ones they were talking about. So if you're hunting large chunks of public access land or small private parcels where many hunters shoot the first antlered buck, scale back your expectations. And you can see that, you can witness that. You've been to my place. Remember all them people on that little 2 quarters of public access land? They hit it like every 40 minutes. Well, ain't nothing. After that first push, there's nothing on it. And those deer know they can run on the mine. And what do? They walk right over the mine. Remember those when your daughter got her whitetail? Where'd them deer take off for? They headed west right on the mine.
Nice little spot over there, too.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
So, Clay, let's go a little deeper in North Dakota. Then we'll hit our big ad and come back, and we'll get the mag dump. You got your mag loaded up, ready to insert in the AR there, and dump out some info for the folks. All right, so we get to see, Clay, right off the new bat.
Info seeds. That's what it's called, info seeds.
Info seeds. I like that. So Antler Nation here, I clicked on it, went a little deeper. North Dakota, we get to see.
Drink Zima, sorry.
Or drink a Zima. Oh, God.
Well, here, before you do that,
Gene
says, I even go a step further. I think that there should be a primitive arms season at the end of October. Bow hunters don't like that idea either. I bet they don't.
Oh, yeah. What? Damn, they got to wait. They got one. It's in the end of November.
Yeah, and then they can hunt the rifle season. You can use anything during that. It ain't the same then. But anyway, we're not going to do that one tonight.
Yeah. Okay, Clay. So speaking of archery.
Yeah.
Out-of-staters here, non-residents, $350 archery permit, $355 gun permit, plus $20 for a hunting permit and $5 hunting certificate for that non-resident hunting license and deer permit. Boone and Crockett clay, biggest one ever taken, 195 and 2/8 by Kevin Bruner in Pierce County. That was in 1994, and it currently ranks 64 all time on a Boone and Crockett list.
Wow.
92 total Boone and Crockett entries that came from North Dakota. Now let's go. That's typical, right? That's a typical. Let's go non-typical. This blew my mind. This sumbitch I'd love to see this. 254 and 6/8 inches.
Wow.
That's a massive whitetail. If you saw it, taken by Roger Ritchie in Mount Trail County, way back, Clay, before you and I were even alive, 1968. That currently ranks 89 in the record Boone and Crockett non-typical. 58, 58 are Boone and Crockett non-typical entries are from North Dakota. And season dates, we'll go real quick. 2025 archery season, August 29th through January 4th. Now, how long is rifle season? August 29th, August, September, October, November. Over 4 month season for them. The real hunters. They need over 4 months to get their deer. Gun season, November 7th to November 23rd. Muzzle loader, November 28th through December 14th. Youth season, September 18th through the 20th. And I'm with John on that too. Yeah, am I going out with youth season with my nephew and my good friend's son with his doe tag? Yes, I am, but they should be hunting regular season just with the rest of us. And I certainly was at your place for youth season. Clay had a great experience. But,
that was fun. That was great. And we were, I don't think it could have went more perfect.
No. With God's cartridge. So we'll read a little bit of something he's got here. North Dakota has an early season. Again, this is from realtree.com, Antler Nation. It has an early archery season, low hunter densities compared to Minnesota and Wisconsin. Plenty of public hunting opportunities. Not really. So I don't know if you're really Antler Nation here. Over-the-counter licenses, yes. A good success rates on mature bucks. Unfortunately, the deer has taken it on the chin the last few years due to extreme weather, with biologists noting population declines of more than 50% in some areas. Biologists, a lot more than 50% in some areas, near 100 in our area for sure. In some of the states following the 22-23. Before that, substantial EHD wiped out lots of deer. The grade will remain C until we see how the 2025 season shakes out. And of course, Clay, the habitat loss due to the expiration of CRP is stinging the whitetails. If they keep expiring, Ron Wilson wrote an article for the Game and Fish website that 85% of the one's 3.4 million acres of CRP will be lost, which would put a wallop on deer numbers, especially when a harsh winter's come a-calling again.
I always hear this habitat thing and a justification for CRP. You know what I think about government programs? Not a fan of that one either. And if you saw the new rules, nobody would be. But I don't know. I'm on my place here. I don't have the biggest place. I definitely don't have the smallest place. And there was actually places this year because this year we had an abundance of rain. And there's places I didn't cut this year that a lot of times I'll cut, especially in a dry year. Because guess why? I want habitat for my birds and my deer so that I can hunt. Now, nobody paid me to do that. And I think that a lot of people do that. I think the only people that want to be paid are the guys that are already addicted to government programs, and that's mostly in the farming sector. And I don't believe in paying somebody to not use their land. Now, if that land was so bad to enroll it in the CRP program because it was highly erodible, then what the hell did you farm it for to begin with?
Yeah.
I could go on an hour-long rant about that, but I believe that crop cover.
We're triggering a Zima conversation when you're done. We gotta hit these.
But when you got guys planting corn and flowers, that provides a lot of habitat going into the later fall and winter. It truly does. And sometimes them flowers are standing, and depending on when the snow comes, even the corn, and it doesn't get harvested till spring. So when they give that number that this many million acres has been pulled out of CRP, it doesn't mean it was a net loss of that many acres. There's a lot of acres out there that were planted down the farm ground that still have standing corn and standing sunflowers and still are providing the same cover. And I don't know about you, but when I go pheasant hunting around here or bird hunting, it's pretty damn hard to hunt in a flower field or in a cornfield unless it's cut. So that means there's a lot of habitat there for birds to do a lot of things with. I get so sick and tired of the justification for CRP for hunting. It's not my job as a taxpayer to pay someone to not farm so you can hunt, period.
Yep.
Rant over.
Yep. All right, I'm going to get some of these comments.
Yeah.
I like this one. Where the hell's that one Tom had?
Right here.
Yeah, Zimas are fine when you're out of beer and whiskey. And then 2A701 is a legitimate point. Lynette says, Zima, you're not old enough to remember that 2A701. What's that other one? Lynette, I had one Zima in my lifetime, spit it out and ordered a tequila shot. Yeah.
I remember when Zima came out. Oh my, Corey's listening. Ask Corey about Fargo and a case of Zima.
Oh man, to be fair, man, women when I was wanted Zima bad. That's about when I was 19, 20, 21. Yeah.
When they wanted the Zima and they drank it, guess who else they wanted? They wanted
whoever at about 2:00.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I'll just tell you that case of Zima when it was empty. The empties got thrown onto the garages that were below the apartment complex. And yeah, it's a whole story.
And Zima had like the nice cardboard box cases because they were them like weird bottles.
Glass bottles, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I had one in bottles.
Like whatever you call a 10, 12-sided thing. I don't know.
They were neat
octagons about as high as I ever went.
I know. I drank Zima. Well, it didn't taste bad.
I drink it on the rocks, I thought.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, it was cool because it was clear, right? Clear Pepsi didn't do as good as Zima, but neither one of them are around anymore. So
12 pack, and I was hammered. Yes, you were, Corey.
12's a pretty good pull. So,
and then I ended up holding Holly's hair while she puked in the toilet. Anyway,
yeah,
that's a whole different night. But
all right, Clay, should we hit our big ad and come back and do some mag dumps?
And I apologize to our sponsor. We haven't mentioned them near enough tonight. So, hey, let's go thank some sponsors. And again, thanks to Lauer Auto Repair for being our headliner. This is brought to you by Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington, 701-258-630. Yeah. Oh, all right. There we go. We appreciate Doug and the boys down there, and they do a great job. So we will be right back. And I think it's about 4 minutes. So we'll see you here in a few.
You bet.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a concept constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. Thanks to all of our sponsors there. By the way, I tell you what, if you guys need some engraving done, I know Roger and his wife Jane got back, so they do have our mags, by the way, Jamie. So we got something
awesome.
For that too. He's playing around with them a little bit. I gave him one of my own that's similar to it, so he's trying some stuff out. And I said, well, you can screw up on that one rather than wrecking one of the other ones.
Yeah.
So he does have them. But yeah, you don't want to get a hold of them guys. They do a great job. Little Angry Man Arms, South Dakota boys, make sure you hit them up. If you got a handgun, it's easier to get it there. And of course, John, he does a fantastic job. By the way, I've seen on his, I think it was his Facebook page.
Yeah, they reinstated his page.
And he's got some, they were basically traded in guns from a police department. You might want to check those out. You could probably get yourself some pretty nice Glocks. I see a Sig on there. I'm actually thinking of getting one myself just because why not, right?
Speaking donations, Clay, not just friend of the show, but a friend, Waylon Turnus donated to us. Waylon, appreciate you, man. He sent me a text. He said he hopes he did it right and didn't screw up, and says he appreciates what we do and don't quit doing it. So,
well, we appreciate that. Check
awesome,
that out
man.
later.
Thank you, Waylon.
In there. Thank you, Waylon. So I got to show you this before we move on because I thought you'd find. I was cleaning out my cabinets, and I don't know. I for some reason kept everything we've done as far as printing off, and this is just my end of it.
I used to. I finally got rid of that.
Check that out. That's 3 years.
Holy shit. Looks like my grandma's basement.
So, yeah, that's, I can't burn a chunk of paper. But you look how many reams of, that's one single sheet high,
So many trees, my God.
I mean, holy crap. I was like, I have got to stack that up and put it in there. Who knows? I probably missed some too, but so that's going to get thrown out in the dumpsters there. So I just like, that's well, we're going into our third. So really it's 2 years, but yeah. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it when I said that.
That's a good pile. Like I said, I was saving mine for a while. Finally, I took it up to Dad's and pit and poured a bunch of gas on it.
Yeah, no, it's and by the way, I believe, I don't know, does Bloodline got his suppressor stuff up and running yet?
Nope. He said I was in there yesterday, and by the time the $200 is off, and I'll tell you privately what he said he's going to charge, but
okay, yeah, no, sounds good.
I can tell you right now, free for us.
There's a lot of people are waiting. I know they are. and I don't blame them. I'm one of them because I don't want to buy from Silence or Coke.
We'll see if we can set a few aside for a little sponsorship there for the
There
boys.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a K can on the Bloodline Kinetics. I need a longer one. That K can not real good on the ears. I mean, it does knock the sound down a shitload.
Gene Cox says Bartles and James. I'm going back before the break. Bartles and James. I remember Bartles.
Yeah, Lynette said up there. She says, I miss Bartles and James. I was 19 when I had my first one. So good, but straight to your head. Yeah, I worked at Apple Creek Country Club when that came out. I think that was my first job. So, yeah, man, Bartles and James was very popular.
Corey says some douche puked in his hat. Someone did in his cowboy hat. That was horrible. It was just, I like what Tom said. Definitely a panty dropper. Bring it back. But, they didn't bring it back for a while.
A panty dropper. That's freaking classic right there. Zima, who's got the keys to my Beamer?
Lynette Bill. Oh, she's okay. I miss Bartles and James. Okay, you said that one. Road trip to Trail City. Heck yeah, I'm up for it. Done hand. I could road trip with you over there. But I got to transfer mine into I think you're buying 2, aren't you, Corey?
Well, why not? We got to bump it up, man. We dropped below $1 million. Clay, the background check. You said on Todd's show, right? You got to get.
That's right. Got to bump them numbers up.
I mean, I did my part. I just bought the 380, and I'm planning on buying a couple more in the near future. I don't know.
I'm planning to win.
So you can't buy pistols from another state, right? So I can't.
You can, but then you have to have them shipped to an FFL dealer in North Dakota or South Dakota, your home state.
Well, I'll see what Little Angry Man has, and if he wants to cut me a deal. But
it looks like every office I worked in, especially Hobbs. Oh my goodness. No need to have a whiskey drinking lady.
Just drink Zima, man, and Bartles and James.
Yeah. Hey, I know DJ, I know your wife. I know what she drinks.
You drinking of someone with shit in your pants too.
Oh my gosh, you should meet Lisa. She's a fun time. I'm telling you, she's always.
I drink a lot, and I've drank for a long time. I've never shit in my pants, so.
I have never shit my pants. I have pissed them when I've been drunk.
I've seen people. I haven't either. I got up when I was in a zombie state and pissed places I shouldn't have, but never in myself.
I've seen that done too. Guy opened up the closet, thought it was the bathroom, pissed.
Yeah. Well, that says, judging by the comments, we were all young and right. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, well, some of us, from what I witnessed, they still run naked, drunk through the garage. So
yeah, hollering loud as hell too.
Yeah. All right. You want to do a mag dump, or you want me to do it first?
Yep, I'll go. So I'll hit mine first here.
All right.
Mag dump 1, first mag in. Purple Passion. I got a comment here from. Yeah, I remember the Purple Passion, right? That's the Vikings fans now. That's why they drank that.
Good stuff. We had a whole bunch of that at our wedding dance. Holy cow. Yeah.
All right.
I know, Doug. I think I bought her many whiskey sours.
Whiskey sours. Whiskey sours when I bartended were pretty damn popular, actually.
That was a big
shift
thing.
Happens. I mean, shit happens.
Shift happens.
Especially when you party naked. All right, Clay. We're going mag dump number 1 here, guns.com. The battle days of the firearms industry being iced out of the banking and financing game, maybe in a rear view following an executive action from the White House. That's against your freedoms whenever Trump does those. Really?
Yeah,
It is, huh? Okay, well, here's one that expands. Like I said, when you bitch about Trump, Trump's actually expanded your freedoms. Even when you're a leftist, you'll never admit it, you freaking low-life scumbags. But he did. He's not taking away none of your goddamn freedom. These freaking. Anyways, Clay.
Here's what leftist pieces of shit. Yeah.
There you. Yeah, perfect. You're right. You find them in some people's underwears. Justin Levitsky, Aftershock and Goldschlager.
My God.
Goldschlager for sure.
What, you've been hanging out in strip clubs? That's what they drink anyway.
Get in your, Fireball took over for that for me. All right, so President Trump plays
Fireball.
Yes, for sure.
That was a bad night for me. Man.
Back spawn of Satan. There is a devil on the freaking thing, so they're not lying to you. So
Brian Warner, I'm just over here as the good one, listening to all you bad.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Although Brian does control himself pretty good, even when he's drinking at the times I've been.
SDSU. Oh my God. Yeah, the NDSU dorms. Don't even get me started, Leon. Holy crap. That's where I went to college too.
I mean, we're going to have to do drinks of the 701 coming up here when it gets cold again. But
we really do.
Hey, you know what we'll do, Clay? Bring your worst experience booze and bring it to the show and give us your.
Oh,
how's that?
Well, I don't know.
All right, hold on. We're gonna get the mag dump going here.
Yeah, let's do the mag dump.
President Trump, the greatest president of my lifetime, and probably most people's, last Thursday signed an order guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans. Clay, in the order, he specifically cited the Obama era Operation Choke Point. Clayton, I think. Right, that's what Obama said. Quit lending money to gun stores and FFLs and people who want to borrow money to keep their business operating. Right, choke them out, and they have to shut their business down. What? He didn't do that? Yeah, he did. Obama was a piece of shit too. So, and I hate both sides of that son of a bitch. And trust me, I hated Biden just as much as him, if not more.
Oh, yeah.
Which made it harder for a wide range of businesses, including licensed firearm dealers, to obtain financial services. Right? Yeah. They got operating fees, like a lot of farmers and ranchers will take a loan out to run the ranch or the farm for a year, right?
Or even just a new startup. I mean, some of these guys, and they wouldn't. Yeah, it was horrible what was happening.
But we're done with this. We got a lot of comments stacking up.
See that.
So such banking.
We're gonna definitely have to do a drinks in the 701.
Yeah. We're gonna do the whatever made you sick freaking. Such banking discrimination efforts had a devastating effect on firearm-related businesses, limiting access to capital. In some cases, banks ended relationships with law-abiding companies solely based on industry, which Clay and I did a number of stories on that over the last 3 years for sure when freaking Biden was in there.
Bank of America was one of the worst.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, if you're a Vikings fan, you got a Bank of America card. Oof. But to be fair, I think they changed their policy back now that Trump's in there, didn't they? I think they did. But I know what you're saying. What they did, and I got you.
The Vikings now have gay and tranny cheerleaders.
Yeah, they freaking just.
I don't even watch football. Another good reason not to.
I mean, yeah, that's too bad. I mean, that's putting it lightly. The Trump order gives the Small Business Administration and federal agencies with regulatory authority over banks, savings associations, and credit unions in the country a mandate to combat politicized or unlawful debanking activities, which is freaking great. Biden would have never done this. He didn't care, but he loved it, man. He loved it when gun companies were getting screwed over or people he didn't agree with. You didn't vote for Joe Biden? Screw you. Do this to you. That's why I said Trump. Whatever Trump can do back to him, it's been done to us for decades. That's why they hate him, because he freaking uses their tactics, but he does it twice as hard, and they can't handle it.
That's exactly, you nailed that one.
Yeah. The move came the same week as the White House issued a presidential message on National Shooting Sports Month, which we did last week, Clay. I think you read what President Trump had. With Trump saying, as long as I'm president, the federal government will abide by the premise that the God-given right to bear arms shall not be infringed. Ooh, tingling down the leg. The trade administration, I'm not going to read what these guys said. Of course, they loved what he said. So, and here's the deal, though, Clay. It's only an XO, right? So if all the my Epstein shitheads don't go and voted for Trump and a left-winger gets back in,
they'll put it right back
it's an XO. They can turn it back. But as of right now, Republicans in Congress are working to make their fair banking for legal businesses the law of the land, which it should be, by a series of bills. The Fair Access to Banking Act and Firearms Industry Non-Discrimination, or the FIND Act. All right, Clay, let me take that back one a little bit. I said it should be. Maybe it shouldn't be, because maybe they should just come out with a big sign and say, we fucking hate your Second Amendment rights on the front of their bank, so then those assholes don't get business from gun companies. Because you said there's a free bit. What was it called in Oklahoma you were talking about?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah, it is a bank. I can't remember that now. I'll find it though.
Yeah, because I remember
John Rich is the one who got involved with it.
Yeah, awesome guy. John Rich is an awesome freaking great American. So, all right, Clay, you want to get some of these comments before we get to your first?
Go ahead and hit them.
All right, let me bag that ass
Glory
up
Bank. That's right. I had to go look it up.
What is it?
Old Glory Bank.
Okay, so ocean fishing up north. Not sure what you fed me. That's Corey Merriam in there. saddle and sirloin party.
He met
NDSU.
Sakakawea when we went ice fishing, and let's just say Corey had a rough night.
So I definitely never went to NDSU, but I've definitely heard
Saddle
of
and
saddle and
sirloin?
sirloin.
Oh my
I've heard of
God.
those for sure.
You ain't kidding, DJ. Holy crap. Oh, anyway, yeah, I'm not
Brian
gonna
brought
go down that road.
Brian brought the red eye. I did Brian's red eye actually on
Yes, he did.
one of the
That's some good
drinks.
shit, too.
And he brought it to Axes there for the after shoot there.
Hey, Corey, I could take up your whole show with bad drunk
Oh
stories.
my God, for sure. Denver won't do Pride Craft. He's talking. I think Doug's talking to Denver Broncos. Yeah, I think John Elway's still involved there because I think John Elway is a freaking Republican, really. But the Denver Broncos got a lot of Republicans on their team, and it's unfortunate. God, I wish they could straighten Denver out, but. Axe, that was just to see who had self-control, Brian. Well, Brian left before shit spun out of control. But
Oh my God, yeah.
2871, way to bring the show down. Who wants that particular image in their head? Come on, man. Oh shit, Brian, we all failed. Dougie says
that bet, Corey. Hey, I can tell you, Leon, you guys probably. Your guys probably both pretty even. I've known Corey my whole life. Trust me, he's got some good ones.
Oh man, yeah.
No, yeah, I got some drunk guy in a little coat stories, brother. Oh my goodness!
All right, Clay, you want to hit your mag dump? And you got that, and we each got two more, and we're coming up. We got 25 minutes here.
This one's actually very short. Pennsylvania, and it's funny. Jamie and I talk about this stuff and kind of what we want to address, and it's funny. We've been doing this so long, we're starting to think the same way.
Yeah, I grabbed an alternative here from Clay and I both had this one.
Anyway, Pennsylvania state lawmaker is planning to introduce a bill that would expand opportunities for hunters. That sounds reasonable, right? Hey, sounds great. Bill proposed by Senator Daniel Laughlin, Republican out of District 49, would now allow hunters in Pennsylvania to use. Now, get this, everybody. They're going to finally, if they ever get this passed, to use semi-automatic firearms with a 3-round capacity limit for hunting because, we don't want them evil high-capacity mags.
So he's letting them, wait a minute. I missed the magazine part. I was looking at the comment. What was that about, the magazine thing?
With a 3-round capacity limit if they're going to use it for hunting. Like, wow. I mean, I didn't even... Till I saw this, I didn't even know you couldn't use a semi-auto. I mean, what the hell?
I did know that, but I know DPMS used to make the magazines, and you could take it out. It was a little Delrin block in there. They blocked it I used it when I hunted down in the res. So
be like when you got to put a plug in your
the res actually has a 3-round limit down here.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Come on, Waylon.
None of them guys follow it.
Waylon Little Eagle.
So, in a sponsorship memo, so I did look a little on this. Yes, so they can do a sponsorship memo where they state their intentions and send it out and ask for support. I had to go check that out. So anyway, he says the Pennsylvania Game Commission authorizes the use of semi-automatic rifles for small game, but prohibits their use for big game hunting. The memo states that the practice of using semi-automatic weapons, I hate that term, for small game is widely accepted in other states. So as Senator Laughlin says, many hunters already use semi-automatic shotguns for turkey and waterfowl hunting with a 3-shell limit. And that's, I think, where he came up with the 3-round standard, magazine, rifle, cartridge, whatever. I mean, it's kind of stupid to me. He says the memo also notes the legislation would not allow high-capacity magazines or fully automatic weapons. It simply aligns our state's hunting laws with the practices of many other states, provides hunters with additional options, especially and particularly those that have physical limitations that make operating a bolt action or a pump action rifle more difficult. So, if even you don't know, I mean, there are pump action.
Get a straight pull.
Yeah, straight pull. There are pump action, center fire rifles.
Yeah.
I've seen them. And I suppose for some people it's hard. Other than the fact that it's just dumb, I would bet that you could actually challenge this based on brewing, honestly, if you really wanted to take it and force
100%
to allow semi-autos, because there is historical use of using semi-autos with more than 3 rounds. But that's a whole nother story. But I'm glad to see that this guy's doing this. Again, it's a Republican. He's fighting probably an uphill battle. I imagine he put the 3-round mag in there limit because
Shapiro's not going to sign that even if it does pass.
with the 3-round deal, it might because
maybe with 3.
But I bet it'll be amended.
You get like the FUD looking. Well, it'd be a new. Hey, mag puller. Them guys can make magazines, or maybe they'll just put blocks.
I would bet that it'll be a semi-automatic rifle like my Remington 7400, and you probably can't even pick it out back here. It looks like a regular gun. But I bet ARs are going to be, and anything that looks like an AR, they're going to call it military style.
Most popular gun in America. Yep. Kagan said it's
and they're going to be excluded from that. I bet you money, but you'll be able to use a semi-auto. It just can't be.
Yeah, it'll be AR. It'll be like a Joe Heitkamp semi-auto.
Yeah, it'll be like a Joe. Got to wipe your Heidi and you got to take a Joel and then wipe your Heidi. Anyway,
Gene, bring back the Remington. No, Gene, not for me. I don't like pump action rifles unless it's a 22, and even then,
I got the semi-auto. I think that's a 7.
I got a pump action one right next door to me here, but
anyway, that's what's happening in PA. Maybe someday we can get that state turned around. Where's our Kevin hasn't been on here for a long time. We need to get him on here again. He's been kind of absent.
He is. Fun. He always shares our shit on X, so I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe he listens to the podcast.
760 pump. What a great rifle. You know what? I didn't own one of them, but I've shot those. They seem like they were decent guns. I'm not a big pump.
Me either. I think it's just everything I got's got a freaking bipod on it, really. Because I'm always,
Because you're cheating.
Get your long range sniper, Clay. That's why.
You're a cheater.
Yeah, you're cheating. You're making your gun sit too still.
Why don't you be like the old days and use shooting sticks?
No. I don't have a bipod on my crossbow, so.
Well, that's cheating too, even though they go back longer than guns.
Well, Shiloh was asking me. You texted me the other day about his boy bought a 6.5 Creedmoor. Was it a 6.5 Creed? I think it was. I think it was a Ruger, but he was looking at shooting sticks, I said, it depends on what you want to hunt, but most people I know use a bipod. Shooting sticks definitely aren't as stable, but if you're using one of these pumps, man, you're pretty much going to be it's a running shot. I mean, that's kind of what they're.
You've seen what I had shooting sticks. In fact, when I took you guys out, I had shooting sticks with me that day. It kind of depends on where I'm hunting, what I'm hunting, and what I'm really doing. Whether I use my bipods or my shooting sticks.
I tried that when Max and I did that's when our page was disabled, so I put it on my 701 Nation page with the crossbow, which did get like 900 views, but he had the death grip. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, for the we only shot to 80 yards with it. What is a crossbow? You can go to 500 with those, can't you? No. But, I mean, I was told Dougie too. I'm like, man, if you want to put this on and the deer's at like 400, is it better than offhand? Yeah, but it ain't nothing like proning out with your rifle and a bipod.
Leon says he's got some video of you with a bow.
He's got to get some video.
Yeah, I got to get some.
Don't worry, you'll get one here in about 3-4 weeks when I shoot about a 180 muley with that son of a bitch.
Gene says 7600 and 270 was his very first deer rifle. I mean, there's
used to be very popular for sure.
There were some guys that used to hunt my grandpa's, and they had those pump actions, and the one he was having trouble. The one was working great. I don't remember what it was chambered in, but the other guy
detachable magazines too. I think the damn things held 5. Actually, my grandparents in Halliday had them. So
my 7400, which is the semi-auto version, that's a 30-06. I got a 10-round mag for that baby, man.
No shit.
You know why? Because I can.
Exactly.
So I can tell you that gun, as much as it sounded fun to have, it didn't feed great all the time. It was finicky on the ammo it would feed.
Well, they had like for the ejection port, it was plastic too. And I'm like, really? Back when you invented these fuckers, you guys made plastic?
I'd grab it, but I'll get nixed right away.
All right, so Gene and Luke, does that thing, the ejection port cover plastic on that pump?
I don't know. I know my semi-auto. I'm looking.
Luke says the 7400 probably made the 760 popular because they couldn't blame the jamming on the gun, just skinny arms.
You're right. And like I said, I did have some problems with my 7600s. I really did. That like I said, it did the job, but it was finicky on what it would load decent. So I still have it. It's right there. But
you can point for sure. Anymore, I'm just like,
it's the very edge of the camera there. Yeah.
Gene said yes. They do have plastic, which, like I said, that kind of shocked me. I'm like, God, really? Back then we invented these? You guys are, I don't know, maybe Paul, well, I guess they had the ARs and M16s and shit and NOM, so.
It's as bad as Gene can probably refresh my memory on this. The shotgun that had a steel liner, but it had basically a fiberglass barrel on the outside. What were those?
Yeah, it was the first carbon wrapped ones, man.
Yeah, well, there's one sitting in the gun safe up at my mother-in-law's because my father-in-law had one of them. And she was going to give it away. I said, no, you ain't giving that one away. Even though it was not a great gun, not giving that one away because I don't think there's very many of them still in existence. So, anyway.
Probably not.
All right. So, what's your next mag dump?
No, go ahead. You're up, man.
Oh, okay. I'll do another one.
Which one? Did you just do one or did I do one?
I just did one, but I got one here. I'll just
go for it. Do it.
Whiteville, Virginia. And I'll tell you what, I hope every sheriff.
Bobby Lee's home state.
Yeah. White County.
You missed what we talked about at the beginning of the show, so Go ahead, Clay.
Sheriff Anthony R. Klein has announced that his office will no longer collect the sheriff's fee for concealed handgun permit applications, reducing the total cost now for applicants from $50 to just $15. The remaining amount covers only the court's processing fee, which is another stupid thing anyway. But in a letter to the Wythe County Circuit Clerk of Courts, Jeremiah Musser, dated August 4th, he stated, as sheriff, I love how he put it too, I do not believe citizens should be charged to exercise their constitutional rights. My duty is to protect those rights, not to profit from them. Man, I wish every sheriff would say that. The change took effect immediately upon the announcement, meaning residents now applying for their new or renewal concealed handgun permits will now pay only the court's fee. I'm going to have to call my buddy Don Cole out there in Virginia and give him the good news.
Yeah.
Klein's decision effectively removes the $35 sheriff's portion that had previously been added to the total cost. He's currently serving as an interim sheriff following the retirement of Sheriff Charles Foster. So I went to look to see what I could find out on Foster. Mm-hmm. So he was a good guy, but he neither supported or didn't support this. He just let it be, right? Mm-hmm. So that, in my book, he's part of the problem. Anyway,
I was going to say he's on the left bad side of the 50% there.
Framed the move as part of his commitment, the new guy, to supporting law-abiding gun owners and defending the principles of the Second Amendment. While Virginia localities can still charge the full $50 under state law, the county's decision places it among a smaller group of jurisdictions that have opted to waive the sheriff's fee entirely. Reducing unnecessary costs for exercising a right sends a strong message in favor of accessible self-defense options for responsible citizens. Mm-hmm. Although the application process is out there, still requires court review. Get this. Court review and background checks. Eliminating the sheriff's fee ensures that the financial barrier has been kept to a minimum for law-abiding residents. So that's in Virginia, and I'm glad to hear it. Like I said, I don't think we have that in North Dakota, honestly. I don't remember ever hearing of a sheriff's fee.
In Virginia, like let's get Winsome Sears in there, baby.
There you go. So anyway, kudos to this guy. I wish all sheriffs thought like that and thought like Sheriff Corey Lee over in the Stark County area. There are some good constitutional sheriffs. They are few, but they do exist. And I tip my hat to those guys.
Awesome. Love to hear it, man. Love it. And hey, but Clay, by the way, I did sign up. I'm September 7th going in for that class 1, baby.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Where's that at?
Oh, right down Shields there. When I bought that 380, they got a deal. Hey, it said $1, but by the time I paid whatever other fee to the guy coming up and giving the class and then the range fee, I mean, it ended up being, I think it's going to be like $70, but whatever. I got to get the damn thing. I'm tired of hee-hawing around, and if I didn't pay it, I probably wouldn't have got the damn thing. So, hey, who knows? I might fail.
I can tell you too.
I don't shoot like Dougie does.
I was kind of thinking we should go either put one on and have a guy come or.
Well, Dan said he'd do it. I think didn't he? Dan Brown said he'd come down.
And I think we need to get that done. Get Dan over here and have it done. And Dan's a great guy. He's a pro Second Amendment guy.
Dougie's got a garage and a shooting range.
Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe
I'll help Dan. I already have my class 1 week.
Yeah. Doing this shit. Oh, hey, Leon, got to run. I'll catch the rest in an hour. There you go.
All right. Thanks, Al. See you, buddy.
And yeah, stay tuned because you're going to see more of them. Anyway, so I guess you're up if you got another mag dump.
All right, I do. I'll tell you what. I'll sling it short here.
Should we take one quick timeout?
Let's hit the big eggplant sponsor here. Eggplant, yeah. If you text a lot, you know what the eggplant means.
All right, here he is.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
All right. Hey, Luke. Thank you. Luke made a purchase of one of our fine Guns in the 701 sweatshirts. Just got the notification.
Awesome. Appreciate that, Luke.
We'll get on that right away. So
met Luke and his dad actually, I'm going to say like 2 years ago, probably come this March at a gun auction over in Mandan there.
Awesome.
Yeah, good dude. Works, keeps the lights on for everybody, man. Works in the power industry, so. And
it does. And cool thing is you're in Bismarck, Luke. So if you don't mind, I can give you a call. I got your phone number too. But I think I'll get it made, and we'll bring it up to Bismarck.
Save that shipping. Swing by, Luke, and you and I'll have a couple cold ones.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know the shipping and handling is all included in this. But,
it is? Oh, okay.
But I'm
not shipping. Clay's the shipping ogre, so I don't know that.
Yeah, well, most time we got to ship it out. So, but I'll get a hold of you, Luke, and maybe we can do something. We need to refund you the shipping, and when I'm up there, because I know I'm going to be up there in the next week or two. So anyway, thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you, Luke. Appreciate that, man.
All righty, now we got one mag dump with info seeds.
Dropping in that 3-rounder, man. It just got legal to hunt with, Clay.
And then we'll have a happy ending.
So Clay and I aren't exactly hunting show hosts, right? We talk about hunting a lot, and occasionally we co-host them. We've hosted some. You've been Scott's show. I did Scott's show. Michael Bell's show we done. Daryl. Daryl's kind of got TDS, but he'll still, I don't know if he will anymore, but we have filled. Take it easy, Daryl. Don't get all sweaty. So Matt Jennings, host of the Game Hunting Show, is no longer allowed to hunt in Kansas after pleading guilty to illegally killing deer in the state. So, yeah. In addition to the ban, Clay, the Department of Justice announced Matt Jennings, age 35, of Bowdoin, Georgia. Well, Clay's not allowed in Georgia, and this guy's not allowed to hunt.
Well, I can go in there. I just can't drive.
Oh, all right.
Well,
So you kind of got something in common with him. Was sentenced, Clay, to 5 years probation and a $25,000 fine.
No,
damn.
I read that. Yeah.
I hope you make a lot of money on the Game Hunting Show. Court documents show that Jennings, the host of the hunting show, pled guilty to 2 counts of illegally taking of a white-tailed deer in interstate commerce. Okay, but this is where really, to me, he really effed up here. Fox 4, Kansas City, Gene and Leon's gone now, but reports that on November 11th, 2022, Jennings killed an antlered deer near Florence, Kansas, but his antlered deer tag didn't allow him to take a deer in that part of the state. The following day, he drove to Gene's old stomping grounds in Oklahoma, where he fraudulently registered the kill in Oklahoma using an Oklahoma electronic tag, which I don't know what the hell that is, but okay, they got him with it.
Yeah.
According to the report, Jennings then killed another antlered deer near Wakini on November 19, 2022. And although he had a valid tag for that area of Kansas, killing a second antlered deer in the same year is a violation of the Jayhawker state law, which allows only one antlered deer per season. Oh, hey, that's why they got big deer in Kansas, maybe.
That's right.
That's part of it. Yeah, of course. According to CJOnline.com, Jennings featured both of those illegal hunts, unbelievable, on his hunting show, right? Again, titled The Game, which is aired on YouTube and streamed on Carbon TV. I have heard of Carbon TV, never watched it, but I should actually watch it. It looks pretty good. Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service investigated the case, used phone data, social media posts by Jennings to confirm the movements and the location where he shot the deer. They know where you're at, so don't think you're hiding from anybody. They know exactly where they are, and they can find you. A federal judge ordered Jennings to pay $15,000 in restitution to the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks and pay a $10,000 fine, which was the $25,000 he had to pay, and forfeit the antlers from the white. God, see, you don't even get to keep them when they get your ass for doing it. So, not on top of that, Clay, here's the last one. During his 5-year probation, Jennings is prohibited from guiding, hunting, trapping, fishing, or being with anyone engaged in those activities in Nebraska, Missouri, Oklahoma, Colorado, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Minnesota. All of them we talked about in the deer report, except for Colorado.
Yeah. Wow.
So obviously it wasn't worth it.
And here too, probably here in South Dakota, probably. I think there's something on the books about
maybe
that.
If governor once governor listens to the podcast, he might just throw Jennings on the list.
That'd be funny. You know what I don't get though? All right, $15,000 restitution for what? Oh, that's right, because the state owns all the animals, right? What are they going to do with it? That's what I want to know. When I hear that kind of numbers, I want to know what
I'm sure plant some trees there for habitat.
Yeah. I just.
You answered Justin on that. I didn't see.
I did. Yep. I bet it was Justin. I'm glad you mentioned that because I haven't had that gun out in a while. And just now, I'm pretty sure I think that was the only one made back with that carbon. Remember, this is 1950 or 1960s. I think 1950. I don't even remember how old they are. But
Luke
now I'm
says,
gonna have to go take a look at it.
Luke Savage says, "Sounds good. Thanks for a great show, guys. You're welcome, Luke.
Yep,
thanks for being a great supporter of the show."
Absolutely. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to move right in to the Happy Ending Chronicle.
Love it.
It comes from Indiana. Boy, we're giving Indiana some love tonight, ain't we? So Indianapolis.
Midwest.
Have you ever been to Indianapolis? It's just as bad as any other city. Anyway, two women and two girls were at a motel room with a 39-year-old man. Okay. I did look for more info on this. There's not a lot out there. So the woman and one girl left the room to take some of their things to their vehicle, which, I mean, that happens, right? But the 12-year-old girl stayed behind because she wasn't feeling well.
How old was she?
12. And that's where this gets really bad.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. When the others returned, they reportedly found the man armed with a gun holding the girl down on a bed. Ew.
A real piece of shit.
The girl was saying no repeatedly with her clothes ripped. The mother drew her own firearm, good for her, and shot the man multiple times. And then the family fled. They called and reported the incident when they got safely away. And the piece of shit scumbag assailant, they said it differently than that, was taken to the hospital.
You said it right.
Yeah, in critical condition. You know, I don't think I'd have left him in critical condition. I think I'd have left that as a no witnesses and my story's the real story. I think
the outlet went out in that room, in the hospital room.
Sure. The man was previously convicted of child molestation already, and now he's facing charges of attempted rape, attempted child molestation, confinement, and unlawful possession of a firearm. But the happy ending about this is at least the mother, she was carrying, so she
that was one of the best ones yet, Clay.
Yeah, and she saved her daughter from a horrible experience, and she at least put this piece of crap scumbag probably back in jail, because I don't see as he's a previous molester, I'm pretty sure he's going away for a while.
Yeah, and hey, Clay didn't give two shits about. He's already a felon, and he bought a gun anyways. Couldn't care.
Didn't
less,
matter to
right?
him, did it? No. So gun laws.
So
work.
two lessons. Gun laws don't do shit. Second Amendment and freedom, freedom rods, freedom seeds. Armed citizens can save not only you but your child, which is, I mean,
Absolutely.
that's what I said. This is one of the better ones you've ever had.
Yeah,
I've ever had, because it saved a little 12-year-old from lifetime trauma.
And that's why I did that one. I was like, you know what?
Love
a
it.
little
Good
girl
one, Clayton. Love
who had no, not her fault, and her mother saved her. Thank goodness for that. Thank God that woman had the right to carry, exercised the right to carry, and she put some plugs in a guy.
Indiana might be a permitless carry state.
Could be. I hope the hell she put him out. That she shot him down
Probably
there
380
in the twigs and the berries. That's where I hope she got it. The eggplant. Yeah. Take that,
The twigs and the berries.
So anyway, you like that one, huh?
I do like that's fun. That's funny right there.
Oh,
but by the way, Clay, we can't tell on all platforms everybody to listen, but who we can see right now, we got 49 people listening. That doesn't include the website and Rumble, but you guys are awesome.
Yeah, we
I know it was a nice night.
It looks like with Rumble and everything, we're over 50. So yeah, we appreciate that. And again, if you want, hey, I'm going to put this up here. Email me there, guns at Gat701. If you want one of these to have some fun, to say, listen, this is what happens when you pass stupid laws. And this is to the legislators that voted yes on this. I'll send you one of these North Dakota lockout bumper stickers. So, all right.
Perfect.
With that, again, we got Friday coming up, 8:15 in the Central Time Zone, 7:15 in the Mountain. Beyond with Mitchell in the morning. I had a pretty good show, I think, planned for that. Another good, happy ending coming up as well. We had a lot of fun. I think Todd enjoys it as much as we do.
Oh, man. So. If you've never listened to Clay and Todd on Friday, man, it's a great show. I'm friends with Clay, and I'm not even being biased here. It's a great show. You and Todd do a freaking awesome job, Clay.
It was a little different when it just was him and I, but I think we found our groove, and
for sure.
I can tell you a lot of times when Todd's on there, and I call in. He goes, I've started calling in a little earlier, and then we sit there and BS, which seems like it pumps him up a little bit. So it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's a great show with you and Todd on there. You guys got it going on.
And he's even taken some interest in some of that stuff, which is even better yet.
Still got to get his ass out to the range.
I keep telling him that, like, Todd, you got to come out. So we need to do another range day before it gets cold, because I think everybody'd like to do them, but I know Todd probably won't come out.
We got some shooting challenges coming up again.
Yeah.
Real quick, Clay, Brian Warner says, I hope they put him in Gen Pop. They will make sure they will make sure we still get a happy ending. Well, Brian, they're going to make sure that he gives out a lot of happy endings, and not the kind that Clay was talking about.
Yeah. Love it. Oh, all righty. Well, everybody, I want to thank all our sponsors again. LAUER Auto Repair, you are the best. You've been with us since day one. Bloodline, Kinetics, Horton LaserCraft, and, of course, Little Angerman Arms. And our brand new one coming on board, and, I'm going to bring him on right now here, and that's Kalon's Auto Service. We'll get the stuff hopefully by next week. Get a little ad up there, and
awesome.
If you're in the Lemmon area, he's the guy to go to, and the guy's really good with diesels, so don't forget about that.
And if you guys know anybody who'd love to sponsor our show, hey, let us know. We'll reach out to them.
We can definitely make something happen there, and we've got pricing I think that can fit everybody's budget. That's
absolutely
what we strive for. So, all right, with that, everybody, we'll see everybody next week. Don't forget to tune in on Friday morning, and by the way, keep your powder dry. Got Grant County Fair coming up this weekend. Carson, North Dakota. Saturday's the big day, but come on up Friday and Saturday. I'll be there both days, and you can get your Freedom Seed stubs.
Perfect.
And I think you're going to like it. You win two Freedom Seed delivery systems.
And Clay, if you're in Mercer County, Golden Valley Rally, Saturday, you got bull riding there, and Sunday, Wayne Herman's got the bronc riding going.
Are you short tickets now? Did we take all your tickets?
Nope, I got tickets. I'll bring some up there.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Now keep your powder dry, and we'll see